What's up guys, Chasing Lamely here and welcome back to the channel. We've had some FM26 news. I know I'm late to the party. I've been writing a book, so I've been a little bit busy and I completely missed the announcements of things happening, and we've got two things to catch up on. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Let's take a proper little look together at what's going on. And first thing we've got here is our First Look Reveal trailer, which apparently has got Arabic subtitles. I'll get rid of those because I don't know why they're there. But we'll get rid of those. And this is the first look we had at the new game footage. And in-game footage, I say. And things are looking much better. The crowd is looking better. The movement is looking better. The graphics in general, to be honest, are looking a lot better. I'd say they are FIFA 14 level, which I know is not what any of us wanted, but it's better than we had. It could be better. This is still first look, footage. They're still working on the game. It could be any changes happening from now until release date, which we've been told is November 4th. But you can see they're making the most of the licenses. I don't even know if I've got this in the best possible resolution to see it properly, but we'll check it before we go back through things just to see what we can see from it. That's all looking pretty tidy. Let's go into the full thing. Let's get it into as nice as it can look, and it is looking pretty tidy. Let's just head back to the start, just go through this again. And in fact, what we'll do while we're faffing is we'll drop the speed down to about half speed, because then we can go back to here-ish. Why is it gone to the user interface? I didn't tell it to do that. I told it to do that. Right, let's do this the right way with the playback speed at half, and we'll see what we can see. So we've got the new stadium to look at here, which I don't know about you guys, but I think that looks pretty good. We've got the Premier League graphic up here as well. Looks decent from above, and I guess this is showing us lighting changes. The stadium changes. So these stadiums are a bit weird, but that's nothing new. But the Premier League graphics are all there. We can see the pitch texture looks like it's improved ever so slightly, which is nice to see. We might finally get up to FM14 on the pitch textures. Loving the weighting on that pass, and everything looks a little bit more natural. There's a little bit more weight to everything now, which is good to see. Players aren't just stopping moving, which is nice to see, because that player that got tackled there would definitely have stopped moving. Same with that player crossing the ball there. Would have stopped moving the second they touched the ball, and the striker making the header. That overhead kick is gorgeous. It's all looking much better. I'm liking that the players are moving a bit more like real players. I'm liking there's some sense of physics to how their bodies move as well. They don't just kind of move in vertical, horizontal, with no weight behind. They just kind of, on FM24, as we've got it now, players just kind of stop moving when they've done the animation they're supposed to do, which has always been a little bit awkward. But I mean, that's a great looking save. Everything is looking really, really good in this trailer so far. So this is the first look trailer that we got about a week and a half ago, and I'd say that this is an improvement. Obviously they're still working on it, so I assume that this is going to be much improved by the time we actually get the game as well. I just feel like this will probably get a few more graphical tweaks based on the feedback that the community have been giving it. So that's nice. That free kick is looking pretty tidy, to be honest. Pretty tidy. I will see it from above here. There's actual curve on the ball, and it's not unrealistic banana curving, which we love to see. So we've got that footage we've had, and we've also had this one, which is the new user interface. Again, I'll get rid of the subtitles because I don't need those, and I'll make sure we're in the best, in fact, the best quality they've given us is 1080p, which is lovely of them. Well, they want me to pay for it, not on this account. So this is the new UI that we've been being promised, that the Unity engine, if I can learn to speak English properly, is based upon. And my big fear with this was it was going to look a bit too mobile gamey. It does look a little bit mobile gamey, but it's not as mobile gamey as I feared. I think they found a nice happy medium between what I think a lot of us have grown really comfortable with in FM24 and that really very mobile gaming. I'm thinking like Soccer Manager thing that we were worried they'd have. I like they've streamlined this a little bit. I might miss the sidebar. I quite like the sidebar, and I'm sure there'll be a skin that can put this onto a sidebar for me. But I do like that this is kind of a little bit tidier. There's nothing I'm seeing here that is outrageously new in terms of screens. I'd have liked, because as you guys know, I'm a bit of a finances nerd on the old FM. I'd like to have had a look at what they've done with the finance screen, because that could use a lot of work. So I can really drill down and get nerdy into seeing how I can cut costs. Sort of not quite Jim Radcliffe style, but enough to keep a club financially functioning. We've got some new interactions here. It doesn't look like we've got any new options that look like exactly. Let's just have a little look at those, that, because that's interesting to me. It might not be interesting to you, but we'll see. I just want to see if these options are anything new. Nothing spectacularly new, which is good, I suppose. In terms of I'll know where to find anything. It's not great in terms of making those conversations with players less boring after you've been playing for about 10 minutes. But, you know, it's looking tidier. It's looking a lot slicker. I think I've seen skins that look a lot like this already anyway. So it's not the worst thing in the world. If this is representative of the speed things will open at, that would be very nice. I'm liking having bookmarks I can change. That's going to be very, very helpful, I would suggest, because, you know, we all play the game differently, and it's nice to see that being represented a little bit, or at least recognized a little bit by SI as part of this process, which is nice. You can see how having a little look at Brighton, which is lovely to see. And yeah, I'm not seeing anything there. In fact, I should have a quick look while we're doing this. Let's have a quick look just to see if they've added any more attributes to the game. That doesn't look like they've changed. I guess they weren't going to change a lot because it would have meant a massive overhaul to the database system under the hood. But I'm liking that you can now have this search for messages and teams in the search bar. I like that we've got these new little tool tips that we can use. I saw something about FMpedia, and we had this in like Championship Manager 0102, where the game had like an inbuilt encyclopedia of football. It was really cool. I'd love to see that back as a thing, but I doubt we'll ever see it to that extent. And if you've not played Championship Manager 102, you're missing out arguably the best version of the game prior to the FM switchover. And that encyclopedia was incredible. It was incredibly well done in the days before we had Wikipedia. But that's our little look at the new interface. I think that's better than I was expecting it to be. Well, they'll look together as well, just to see if we've got anything new hiding on the website. They've got some new graphics in here. Lovely. That's the first time we've seen them do anything with the women's football on the website, as far as I'm aware. I've not seen any women's football in any of those videos, though, which is interesting, because that's really the big feature I'm really excited for. The confirmation there of the launch on the 26th, which is nice. Do we get any new screenshots with that? We don't. Looks like they're doing new kits for the FMFC, 9 creators that actually get them. Have we got any screenshots here? That's what I'd love to see, some more screenshots. That would be beautiful if they've done that somewhere, but it doesn't look like they have so far. Let me just have a quick look on the Steam Workshop just to make sure I'm not missing anything there, and if I am, we'll go to that. So I just had a quick look. There is nothing new on the Steam Workshop that we can work with, so I guess we'll leave things there. It's only supposed to be a quick look. Obviously, if I see they've updated anything on the Steam Workshop, I really do want to see some footage of how women's football is going to work in the game, just because it'd be nice to see how those animations are playing out as well, and if it's properly recreated, things like the WSL, because I enjoy watching the WSL I will be managing a WSL club at some point, probably straight away, probably for the beta, actually. But we'll get into that for sure once it's in the game. But for now, I think things are looking pretty good. I think this game has to deliver after FM25 was cancelled. I'm keen to see whether they've held off on putting international football back in or whether we are going to have it in this version. I hope we do. But for now, I'd say things are looking really good. I will try and stay on top of the news. I finished the first draft of the book now. I'm just editing it, so hopefully that'll be out before Christmas. That's fingers crossed. But yeah, for now, I'm going to wrap things up. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think of things down below in the comments. Anything you have seen, haven't seen, you'd like to see. And yeah, for now, I've been Chasing Laney. Thanks for watching. Till next time, stay safe and have a good one.